The importance of being in relationship with self, others, and God. You could add creation to that too, which is a way of connecting to God in my experience. So there's God eternal, the God that always was, always will be, in that eternal relationship that exists, that before the foundation of time, he knew us. And as long as, for the rest of eternity, we will abide with him in love. So there's the eternal aspect of our makeup that is a relationship with this deity, with God Almighty. That informs how I see myself, how I relate to myself, because it was love that fashioned and formed me. The reason we existed because he first loved us and brought us into existence and being. And so that informs how I view myself, how I value myself, what I allow to become of myself, how responsible I carry myself, what I do when I carry myself irresponsibly. So those two and that, people have spent, eons and will continue to do so, trying to understand and explore that dynamic. And then the relationship with others, which is really where we get to express and outpour that love that's eternal. We get to engage and embark to contribute to the benefit of others in a way that honors that love that always was and always will be. And that can take on all sorts of creative form and fashion, which it does, because every one of us are so uniquely made. The other thing about I don't believe I can fully emerge or mature or develop into who I am capable of becoming in isolation or outside of being in a relationship with other people. There's a level of accountability that comes with that. There's a level of responsibility and a huge level of opportunity. When I embark to cooperate with God and with others in the spirit of an eternal love, then that creates all sorts of possibilities. And what we're able to create and cultivate together is far superior and longer lasting than what any of us would be able to do individually on our own in isolation. So the dynamic, and that barely even scratches the surface, but the dynamic of what I get to experience about God through other people, through his creation, how I experience what it feels like to love and be rejected, and how that stirs a longing in me for a place called home where there is no rejection, loss, or death. So it's indescribable. So the more healing I gain, the more perspective I glean, the more wisdom, then the stronger, more fully I'm able to participate with God and others in relationship. I also think it's important when we don't talk about others in general, but others in specific terms by name, that there are specific people we're brought into relationship with that matter to us, that we matter to and belong to, and they matter and belong to us. And so really taking special attention to cultivate those relationships is a powerful act of love and responsibility.